We welcome to the show Curtis Stigers. How's it going, Curtis?
Very well, very well. It's a nice day in London.
Yeah, so where are you now in London?
I'm actually sitting on a park bench in Regent's Park, watching all the lovely people pass by and chatting with you. It's a nice way to spend an afternoon.
Yeah. Well, it's great to have you back on the show. I talked to you last time about your previous album. Your new album, Hooray For Love, is out now. What can you tell us about it?
Well, it's not nearly as sad as that last album you were talking about. When I made that last album, I had just come off of a divorce. I just split with my wife of nearly 20 years, and it was a very dark time for me. And that album really reflected that. Let's Go Out Tonight was a pretty bleak record. I love it. I'm proud of it. But once I came out of that sort of dark tunnel and started to really feel good again, I realized I needed a change of pace musically as well. So this album, Hooray For Love, is about that, about love, and about sort of finding out that on the other side of heartbreak there is life and there is love. And so I've recorded a bunch of beautiful love songs. Well, why not?
Yeah, I think your previous album was very different from your other albums, really, because a lot of your previous albums were mostly classic jazz standards, weren't they?
Well, actually, it was more of modern songs, but throughout my jazz recording career, I have covered a wide variety of writers. I've always looked for modern standards as well as the old ones. I mean, on the same album that I would record, say, Blue Skies by Irving Berlin, I would record a Billy Joel tune or an Elvis Costello tune or a Nick Lowe song. There are a lot of great songwriters working today that, or, certainly from the pop and the rock world, and soul and blues and all that if you take their songs and kind of take them apart and put them back together as jazz tunes, they work because they're such great songs. So I've always tried to do that, but I've always sprinkled in a handful of standards because I love singing those old things. On this record, it's kind of turned around. I've recorded mostly standards, gone back to kind of my roots, my jazz roots, and so I've recorded, Love Is Here to Stay by the Gershwins and The Way You Look Tonight, and just old beautiful chestnuts, and then a few of my own songs, including Hooray For Love, the title track. I wrote that, and then just one more modern tune by a great Texas songwriter by the name of Steve Earle, a lovely song called Valentine's Day. I try to mix it up. I try to keep jazz interesting for myself. If I just sang the same songs that everybody has sung over the years and didn't at least try to tweak it a little bit, it would I get bored. I get bored easily.
Well,
keep me interested.
Yeah, I imagine that probably keeps it fresh for you, doesn't it?
It does, and I think it does the same for the audience. When people come out to see one of my shows, which is really the important thing for me. I mean, I love making records, but the thing that I live for musically is to play for people. So when people come out and hear me play, you never know what you're gonna get. You might get a song by the Kinks done in, as a swing tune, or you might get an old standard, or you certainly will always get I Wonder Why, which is my first single and the thing that people sort of got to know me for, and You're All That Matters to Me. I do those songs, but the same way I'd take an Elvis Costello tune or a Joe Jackson tune and sort of recast it as a jazz tune. I've done the same with I Wonder Why and You're All That Matters and some of the others from my early days.
Great, and as you were talking about performing, you'll be at the Love Supreme Festival on July the 6th, and also you have a residency at Ronnie Scott's in June. Are you planning on performing tracks from Hooray For Love?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the record's just out. It's been out a week, and it will be a big part of the show. But of course, there's plenty to choose from my canon, I've got 12 records now, so I've got a lot of songs I can just pull out of the hat and play at a moment's notice.
Yeah, and you really enjoy performing at Ronnie Scott's, don't you?
Ronnie Scott's has become kind of second home for my band and me. We've done a summer residency there for the last 5 or 6 years, and it's great. It's a perfect jazz club. It's just the right size. It's big enough to, to get a lot of people in, but it's intimate enough that every person in the house has a good view and can hear and can, I really like to communicate with an audience, both, with a song and with an occasional joke and a story, and it just feels like home to us. So I hopefully will be there every summer until I'm too old to cross the pond.
Yeah, I went there, I think it was not last year, but the year before. I saw Frank Sinatra Jr. perform there. And
oh, yeah.
It's just a great atmosphere, isn't it?
It is. It's just perfect. And, now that it's not legal to smoke there, it's bearable as well. I mean, I used to try to go in there back in the day, and it was a cool place, but it just with a basement with smoke, it was a lot for a singer to handle. So it's really nice it's really lovely to play there. I love it.
Yeah. And we can hear the birds in the background now. So.
Yes, tweet, tweet, tweet. Regent's Park is lovely today.
So, can you choose for us a couple of tracks for us to play on the show from the new album?
Well, one of the songs that I'm really fond of features another singer as well, a wonderful French singer.
You Make Me Feel So Young?
Yeah. Cyril Ami is a fabulous singer. She's also young and French and beautiful, which is a nice combination. Yeah. I met her years ago, a few years back, backstage at a show that I sang on, and she walked up to me at the end of the night, introduced herself and said, "I love you." And that's a nice thing for an old fellow like me to hear from a young, beautiful French girl. And so I went home and I checked out her music on the internet, and she just knocked me out. She's a beautiful singer, and we have a lot of fun singing this song. It's it kind of makes me think of an old romantic comedy, like just as one of those great classic movies. She's very funny,
or something like that.
Yeah, something like that, or even like Spencer Tracy and Katharine Hepburn, one of those old sweet movies. So it was a lot of fun to sing with her. Let's see, what else should you play? I mean, I really like the lead off track. We took just an old beautiful love song standard, the Gershwins' "Love Is Here to Stay," and just tried to make it a little sexier, kind of get it groovy and bluesy. So you can play that one as well.
Well, thanks a lot for joining us on the show, Curtis, and good luck with the album. And we're going to look forward to seeing you at
the Love Supreme Festival, July 6th, and that's kind of down near Brighton.
Oh, well, that's great. That's our neck of the woods, so to speak.
Perfect.
So we'll look forward to seeing you in that, and also at Ronnie Scott's.
All right, man. Thank you so much.